in a schoolyard with about 20 other men, and we saw a bright light just above the treetops. It changed color, and then it stayed there for a while, and then it disappeared into the distance.
She's flying in a plane in this silver thing. They freeze-framed it.
That Parliament was misled by the company.
Why do you say that UFOs are as real as the airplanes flying over our heads?
Well, because I know that they are. They've been visiting this planet for thousands of years.
I can see like lines coming down below, but can't see anything below it.
Do you guys know what that is?
Gone. Come on.
In the darkness of an ordinary Russian night, a man on his balcony witnessed something out of the ordinary. Bright lights appeared in the sky, moving in a mesmerizing pattern. These orbs, in a rapid and organized rhythm, began to form a familiar symbol infinity. They were not just lights, they were something more. An ethereal ballet of hundreds of luminous points defied all logic. This was not an isolated case. Similar reports emerged from India, where the lights traced perfect circles in the air. Then, in China, the spectacle grew in magnitude. Thousands of orbs flowed in patterns like the synchronized flight of birds, but around the moon. The question remains, what are these geometric formations? Are they drones in a celestial choreography, trying to communicate with something greater? Or are they drawing energy from Earth's natural satellite? As these intriguing events continue to appear in Asian skies, they send a clear message. Not everything in the universe is within our reach to understand. Before continuing, subscribe to the channel and make sure the next scares come straight to you. Ready? Let's move on to the next video. In vibrant New York City in July 2024, something inexplicable took over the sky. 3 bright lights, aligned in a perfect triangle, hovered over the city. This was not the first such incident. In May 2021, a similar sighting had already intrigued residents of Brooklyn. On that occasion, the lights remained motionless. However, in the most recent event, these incandescent spheres exhibited a different behavior, moving smoothly but maintaining their precise formation. The individual filming the scene seemed stunned, seeking confirmation from others. Do you see this? It's a triangle. The orange lights cut through the darkness, as if defying any logical explanation.
Look at that, it's a triangle. You guys know what that is? You see that?
Throughout the filming, the triangle continued its advance, the spheres remaining perfectly equidistant. They moved in a synchronized manner, almost like a calculated dance, leaving the doubt in the air as to whether it was a single gigantic object or 3 independent entities. Thus the mystery remains. What could these lights be? A visitor from another world, or just a secret of modern technology? New York once again becomes the stage for a mystery that echoes beyond the stars. And as the lights disappear over the horizon, the mystery remains, waiting for its next appearance. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered what really lies beyond the stars? Or perhaps, who might be out there? One unforgettable night, nearly an entire city stopped to watch a disconcerting event. Something was hovering, motionless, next to the moon.
With their phones, and this is what they're taking.
wasn't a plane, it wasn't a satellite, and it certainly didn't look like an ordinary star. A mysterious, luminous dot remained visible long enough to make everyone wonder, could it be a visit from another world? Some believe it could be a planet reflecting sunlight. Others, however, claim that its position and behavior defy any conventional explanation. What would you do if you witnessed something like this with your own eyes? Was it just an astronomical phenomenon, or a secret waiting to be unraveled? Let your mind wander and try to find an answer. Sometimes the ocean hides secrets that defy all logic. What we are about to reveal has no explanation. Stories of unknown underwater objects have surfaced before. Terrifying encounters where vessels were forced to surface as something unspeakable disappeared beneath the water. But now, something even more disconcerting has happened. Out at sea, fishermen noticed a bright glow emerging from the depths. At first, it seemed like just a reflection from the sky. But as they looked closer, they realized the frightening truth. This light was emanating from the bottom of the ocean. And it wasn't an isolated case. At another point on the map, near Puerto Rico, a similar scene was unfolding. Seamen, watching from a distance, without understanding what they were witnessing. More than a decade ago, a surveillance aircraft captured something impossible, an object in the sky, moving towards the ocean, and then, effortlessly, plunged into the water. Moments later it returned, but no longer as a single body. It had split, and as if obeying an invisible command, disappeared again into the sea. Would it be the same phenomenon now repeating its mysterious dance, or is something new emerging from the depths? Deep in the night of October 10th and 11th, under the sky colored by the aurora borealis, something disturbing caught people's attention. It wasn't just the natural lights, a spectacle that mesmerized viewers across North America, but other points of brightness, moving in inexplicable ways that triggered a wave of questions. Video clips flooded TikTok. The first, shared by Pierce Family Videos, shows a puzzling sequence, lights floating in erratic patterns. A whisper startles those present. This is insane. What are we seeing? The blurry images, however, piqued curiosity.
This is nuts! Like, we are literally... Oh, stop right now.
A second, clearer video came from Dober Life 1. The movements of the lights were now more defined, zigzagging with an agility impossible to ignore. Another clip from Stormy XE, however, seemed contradictory spotlights or something mundane. But something captured in Alaska added a layer of mystery. A blinding glow, swift as the wind, cutting through the dark skies. Even more ominously, many have reported waking up without explanation, always between 2 and 3 in the morning, precisely at the times when these phenomena occurred. And it wasn't just in America. In England, Big Chrissy War recorded similar lights, provoking nervous laughter and amazement in equal measure.
at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, well,
What the heck is that?
But the climax came in a spooky photograph shared by the scattered artist. There it was, a luminous figure hidden behind the trees, unlike any star. We didn't notice it at the time, the photographer said, but it's there, clearly.
While we were out taking the pictures, my daughter-in-law caught this in one of her pictures, and we didn't even notice it at first. You can clearly see it's behind the trees. All the other stars are round. I don't know what this thing is.
So what were these lights? Reflections of searchlights? Visitors from another world? Or just illusions fueled by the beauty of the aurora? Despite the theories, the truth remains shrouded in shadow. One thing is certain. The mystery has reignited human fascination with the unknown. While many believe that unexplained events are concentrated in a single region of the planet, something surprising happened far from the most well-known cases. Days after a bizarre sighting in the United States, a new occurrence came to light this time in a territory surrounded by ocean off the coast of Brazil. Explorers who were walking a trail on an isolated island witnessed something that left them astonished. At the top of a hill, two enigmatic figures stood against the sky. Their size, unusual. The undergrowth, which should hide at least half of an ordinary person, barely reached their knees. It was then that they began to move, but not in an ordinary way. Their steps were too long, crossing the terrain at a speed incompatible with any human. The impact was so great that even local authorities spoke out. But the big question remains. Were these entities the same ones seen days earlier on another continent? Or is there something much bigger going on, something we still can't understand? The phenomenon of unidentified flying objects is not limited to our planet. Now, new evidence suggests that our own moon may be harboring something beyond human comprehension. Many theories have suggested that Earth's natural satellite could be hiding unimaginable secrets. But this time, images captured by a Russian photographer revealed something disturbing. In an attempt to capture the full moon over Moscow, a professional was adjusting his equipment when he noticed something unusual crossing his lens. At first, only 3 rounded shapes were moving near the lunar surface. But when he tried to adjust the focus, what he saw next left him shocked. An entire fleet of spheres were crossing the lunar sky in a synchronized movement. Moving in the same direction and at the same pace, the mysterious objects seemed to follow a coordinated trajectory, as if they were in full operation. So far, analysts have been unable to identify the origin of these entities, but one disturbing detail remains. One of these strange, luminous bodies was recently sighted on another continent. Imagine looking up at the sky and seeing something that defies all logic. A grandiose spectacle observed by many people around the world. Disturbing images emerge, fueling an increasingly deep mystery. A colossal structure hovers in the air in the middle of the clouds. Its perfectly outlined geometric shape defies any conventional explanation. And it was on an ordinary day, in the vastness of Russian territory, that this terrifying sight was recorded.
Новость сегодня была про тут разгоняться тучи, может, связано с этим? Смотри, есть там что-то держится.
Ну или правда что-то какой-то может.
The phenomenon attracted so much attention that it reached the media, with headlines featuring the enigma in the sky. Reports indicated that the object was immense, perhaps the size of a small city, while authorities tried to dismiss otherworldly theories. Aviation and security experts remained without answers.
Sun reported Friday a large, unidentified flying object hovering over Moscow's Kremlin. According to the Sun, witnesses said the pyramid-shaped object could be as big as a mile wide. And while Russian reports have ruled out UFO speculation, the Sun says the police have refused to comment and aerospace experts are stumped.
But this was not an isolated case. Years ago, a similar event occurred in the United States. An identical structure was seen floating above one of the most protected places on the planet, the Pentagon. At the time, several angles were captured, and the videos spread quickly.
Oh man, what is this?
This is a fucking alien invasion. Honey?
The recordings are clear. A gigantic form moving silently above people, as if defying gravity itself. For some, irrefutable proof of something far beyond our comprehension. For others, an elaborate trick, a digital illusion, an advanced projection. But what if it is not a hoax? If this colossal entity really exists, what would it be doing there? Watching? Monitoring? Testing our reaction? The answer may never come, but the sky holds secrets that we may not be ready to know. It was an ordinary day. The sky was clear, and there was no indication that anything out of the ordinary would happen. But then, a strange anomaly appeared, a colossal shadow advancing quickly, erasing the daylight in a matter of seconds. The scene was recorded by a cell phone. The author of the video, perplexed, can barely find words to describe what he sees. Only nervous exclamations and an unsettling silence permeate the audio. What could cover the entire horizon in such a short time?
What is that? What on earth is that? Wow. It just flashed off then. Gone. Come on.
The phenomenon happens abruptly. What was once a bright sky becomes a vast darkness. There are no heavy clouds, no storm, just a sudden pitch black, as if something gigantic were covering everything. Looking closely, one realizes that the clouds continue their course, indifferent to what happened. What was that? An atmospheric phenomenon never documented. Something colossal hovering over us, or something even more inexplicable. The answer, like so many others in this world, may never come to light. Imagine finding yourself so close to something that shouldn't exist. For many, it would be the height of terror. But for a supposed informant linked to government operations, it was a mission. The recording he released suggests something unimaginable, a cooperation between humans and otherworldly beings. If the suspicions about hidden military installations were already disturbing, this revelation adds a new layer of mystery. Could this be the definitive proof that deals are being made away from the public eye? Another unsettling event occurred thousands of meters above the ground. A passenger, looking out the small window of a commercial airplane, notices something unusual. On the horizon, an unidentified craft was flying at a similar altitude, bearing markings written in English. If this were a simple optical illusion, why do the images show something so clear? Nothing is confirmed. No official explanation. Only speculation about military maneuvers that should never have been seen. And then, another disturbing detail emerges. Military fighters appear in the sky like fast shadows. But they were not chasing the object. They were not trying to shoot it down. They were next to it, as if they were escorting something or someone. What was that? A planned encounter or an invasion that should never have been witnessed?
Don, are you seeing this?
The silence of the authorities only makes the truth even more frightening.
Don, are you seeing this?
At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Just another plane cutting through the sky. But appearances can be deceiving, and the truth often lies where we least expect it. Theories quickly emerged. Could it be that advanced technologies were being used to mask what was really flying overhead? The answer may lie in a simple, inattentive glance out the passenger window. What should have been a peaceful view became a moment of pure terror. A metal disc-shaped structure hovered next to the aircraft. It was no coincidence. It was no mistake. It was there, watching. And then, as if realizing it was being watched, something strange happened. A curtain of black smoke rose out of nowhere, hiding its silhouette. When it dissipated, there was nothing left. Just an empty sky and an unanswered mystery. Maybe some questions should never be asked. The plan was simple. Capture the mountainous landscape. Admire the vast horizon. But the camera captured something that shouldn't have been there. Something that couldn't be explained. A small, cylindrical silhouette crossed space at an absurd speed, and then it disappeared. It didn't slow down. It didn't change direction. It just vanished, as if it had never existed. Reports of impossible aircraft are not new, but this one went beyond. Movements that defy our understanding. An escape without traces. Whether it was real or an illusion, no one can say. But one thing is certain. There are secrets that will never be revealed. The sky over London was not the same. Strange lights appeared, floating like will-o'-the-wisps. No planes, no satellites, just glowing orbs, defying logic.
I think I know what they are.
Locals watched in disbelief. The lights danced, spinning in impossible patterns. "It's not of this world," they murmured. Fear spread, along with curiosity. Recordings revealed eerie details, silvery objects moving in sync. No convincing explanation. Drones, natural phenomena. Nothing justified the unexplainable.
So let's see, what is it?
I'm feeling...
They're visitors, some said. They're studying us. The idea of alien life, once absurd, now seemed plausible. The sky was no longer a familiar place. When the lights disappeared, the silence was heavy. Questions remained in the air. Who were they? What did they want? One certainty remained. The unknown is closer than we imagine.
I think I know what they are.
I'm killing